8 million tons of plastic waste is swallowing the ocean. Shocking footage captured on camera. Did you know that the ocean is one of the most beautiful and mysterious places on our planet? During the day, the deep blue sea stretches all the way to the horizon, with gentle waves rolling beneath the shimmering reflection of sunlight, making everything look like a gigantic masterpiece painted by nature itself. Yet behind that peaceful beauty lies a countless number of strange phenomena that humanity still cannot fully explain. When night falls, the ocean seems to transform into an entirely different world. In the vast darkness, many sailors have reported seeing mysterious lights appear and disappear across the surface of the water. Some have even heard bizarre sounds rising from the depths of the sea, as if something were hiding within the cold heart of the ocean. And what makes these stories even more unsettling is that many of these moments have actually been captured on camera, leaving millions of viewers with chills after watching them. But the ocean is not only home to mysterious or seemingly supernatural phenomena, it is also silently enduring another nightmare, one created by human beings themselves. Every day, tons of waste are dumped into the sea. Plastic bags, plastic bottles, and even enormous floating masses of garbage drifting across the ocean are slowly turning one of the most beautiful places on Earth into a frighteningly polluted environment. Some videos have captured scenes of trash covering vast stretches of the ocean's surface, heartbreaking images that leave a lasting impression on anyone who sees them. That's why, in today's video, we're going to explore some of the strangest, most terrifying, and most unbelievable phenomena ever captured on camera at sea. From mysterious lights appearing far offshore to horrifying scenes created by human activity in the vast expanse of the ocean, this journey will reveal sights that are as fascinating as they are unsettling. So if you're ready to explore, join us as we dive into a world of mystery hidden beneath the waves and begin our incredible journey across the ocean right now. "8 million tons of plastic waste are swallowing the ocean." Have you ever wondered where every plastic bottle and every plastic bag we casually throw away eventually ends up? Many people assume it simply disappears once the garbage truck takes it away. But the frightening reality is that millions of tons of plastic waste are silently pouring into the world's oceans every year, creating a massive environmental crisis that humanity is struggling to control. According to a global study published in a prestigious scientific journal on February 12th, researchers issued a warning that shocked the world. If humanity does not take action soon, the amount of plastic waste floating in the oceans could increase tenfold, enough to cover major shipping routes across the planet. Just hearing that is alarming, isn't it? What made this study so groundbreaking is that it was far from a small-scale survey. Experts collected data from 192 countries and territories around the world. They analyzed the amount of waste generated per person, coastal population sizes, the volume of discarded plastic, and each country's ability to manage waste. The data was also compared with statistics from the World Bank to create a comprehensive picture of the plastic pollution disaster unfolding across the oceans. And the results were truly shocking. Every year, approximately 8 million metric tons of plastic waste are carried into the sea. These include water bottles, foam containers, food packaging, plastic bags, and countless other plastic items that we use in our daily lives. Individually, these objects may seem insignificant, but together they have formed a gigantic monster that is slowly choking life beneath the ocean's surface. Among the countries responsible for the largest amounts of plastic waste entering the oceans, China ranks first, contributing approximately 2.4 million metric tons per year, accounting for nearly 30% of the world's total plastic waste entering the sea. Indonesia and the Philippines follow behind. One particularly noteworthy finding is that the United States is the only highly developed industrialized nation to appear among the top 20 countries contributing the most plastic waste to the oceans. Meanwhile, coastal nations within the European Union rank only 18th on the list. But the most frightening part is not the numbers themselves. It's the consequences the oceans are forced to endure every single day. Imagine a sea turtle swimming through crystal blue waters and accidentally swallowing a plastic bag because it mistakes it for a jellyfish. Imagine a dolphin trapped in plastic netting until it becomes completely exhausted. or seals living for years with plastic straps tightening around their necks. These are no longer rare stories. They are realities occurring every day in oceans around the world. Even more concerning, as plastic waste is worn down by ocean waves and sunlight, it breaks apart into microscopic fragments measuring less than 0.04 inches in size. These tiny plastic particles can easily enter the bodies of marine animals when they are consumed. Small fish eat plastic, larger fish eat the smaller fish, and eventually humans eat those larger fish. In other words, the waste we throw into the ocean is finding its way back onto our dinner tables in a way few people ever expected. In recent years, environmental experts have repeatedly warned about the growing number of marine animals dying after ingesting plastic waste. If this trend continues, the oceans of the future may no longer be the thriving ecosystems full of life that we know today. The two authors of the study, Dr. Jenna Jambeck of the University of Georgia and Dr. Kara Lavender Law of the Sea Education Association, stated that their primary goal is to awaken humanity to the plastic pollution disaster that is rapidly spiraling beyond control. According to the researchers, especially in developing countries, investing in effective waste management and disposal systems must become a top priority before it is too late. Because if humanity continues to ignore this crisis, there may come a day when the oceans are no longer covered by the deep blue color of seawater, but instead by a pale blanket of plastic waste. And if that day ever arrives, it would truly be a terrifying sight. Australia's beach suddenly turns into a giant sea of foam. What do you think when you look at this image? At first glance, you might assume that the child is being chased by the familiar waves that wash ashore on beaches all around the world, but that's not actually what's happening. Those aren't ordinary ocean waves, they are massive layers of thick, creamy white seafoam covering the entire shoreline along nearly 31 miles of coastline north of Sydney, Australia. This unusual natural phenomenon transformed the coastline into a sea of white, engulfing the beaches and even covering parts of nearby buildings in a blanket of foam. And this isn't the first time such an event has occurred. More than 3 decades ago, a similar phenomenon was recorded in Yamba, in the state of New South Wales. According to scientists, this phenomenon is known as sea foam and forms from a mixture of organic matter and debris found in the ocean. These materials include salt particles, chemicals, dead plant matter, decaying fish, and substances released by seaweed and other marine organisms. When powerful ocean currents and waves churn these materials together, they create a thick, lightweight foam that resembles whipped cream. In some cases, the foam can become so dense that it completely covers beaches and even spreads into nearby areas. Although sea foam can contain a variety of impurities, the children playing on the beach don't seem particularly concerned about that. Instead, they happily dive into the enormous white clouds of foam and enjoy the experience. One marine expert explained to Britain's Daily Mail that the phenomenon is very similar to what happens when you froth a cup of cappuccino. The more vigorously you whip it, the more foam rises to the surface, and the lighter and fluffier that foam becomes. Hundreds of sea turtles found dead along the shore. On January 22, 2016, Puri Beach in the state of Odisha, eastern India, became the scene of a deeply troubling event when local residents discovered more than 150 sea turtles and several dolphins washed up dead along the shoreline. This was an unprecedented occurrence in the area, leaving both the local community and authorities shocked. Sarat Chandra Behera, a local official, stated, "We have never seen such a large number of turtles die at the same time. The dead turtles were identified as olive ridley sea turtles, one of the 5 species of sea turtles considered at risk of extinction. These turtles measured more than 24 inches in length and are known as a rare and valuable marine species." Scientists immediately began investigating the incident in an effort to determine the exact cause of the mass deaths. Several theories were proposed. Some experts suggested that the turtles may have been struck by fishing vessels, while others believed that ocean pollution could have played a role. However, these remained only hypotheses. Despite the many years that have passed since the incident, the exact cause has never been conclusively determined, and the mystery remains unsolved. Local residents were heartbroken by the sight of turtle carcasses scattered across the beach and called for stronger protection measures for the olive ridley species. The tragedy also brought back memories of a similar event in 2014, when more than 900 olive ridley turtles were found dead along the coast of Andhra Pradesh in southern India. Strange blue glow over the South China Sea. On October 9th, 2022, NASA released a striking photograph taken from the International Space Station, ISS, that captured two separate blue glows in Earth's atmosphere. The image was taken by a member of Expedition 66 as the ISS passed over the South China Sea region. Although these brilliant glows appeared mysterious and unusual, they were actually the result of two natural phenomena occurring at the same time, but entirely unrelated to one another. The first glow appeared over the Gulf of Thailand and was determined to have been caused by a lightning strike. Observing lightning from the ISS is often difficult because clouds usually block the view. However, in this case, the lightning occurred near a large opening at the top of a cloud formation. This created an intensely bright flash, making the area resemble a glowing volcanic crater. The powerful lighting effect caused the bright spot to stand out dramatically in the photograph. The second glow was created by distorted moonlight. As light from the moon, which is reflected sunlight, passed through Earth's atmosphere, it produced a vivid blue glow surrounded by a faint halo. At the time, NASA's Earth Observatory explained that blue light has a shorter wavelength and is more easily scattered by the atmosphere. This effect is the same reason the sky appears blue during the daytime, as blue light scatters more than other visible wavelengths and therefore becomes the most noticeable to the human eye. The image also revealed networks of city lights across Thailand, along with other light sources from Vietnam and China's Hainan Island, although many of them were partially obscured by clouds. Along the coastline, an orange glow running parallel to Earth's curvature could also be seen. This phenomenon, known as the horizon glow, becomes particularly visible when viewed from space. These remarkable images not only provide valuable insight into natural atmospheric phenomena, but also highlight the beauty and wonder of our planet when seen from above. That said, whenever a strange phenomenon appears over the ocean, many people naturally find it unsettling and even frightening. It can almost feel as though nature itself is sending a warning, a reminder of the immense power hidden within our planet waiting to reveal itself when we least expect it. Seawater suddenly turns blood red. On the afternoon of March 25, 2024, a strange phenomenon appeared along the beach of Cam Nguyen Commune in Cam Xuyen District, Ha Tinh Province, Vietnam, when a stretch of seawater turned a deep red color for approximately 1.9 miles, causing concern among local residents. According to officials from the Cam Nguyen People's Committee, local authorities immediately began working with relevant agencies to investigate the exact cause of the phenomenon. A representative of the local government stated, "The cause of the red coloration on the surface of the sea has not yet been clearly determined. However, it may be related to rough sea conditions and thunderstorms that have occurred in recent days. Strong waves may have washed large amounts of marine algae ashore." Around midday that same day, the phenomenon was observed along the coastline of Cam Nguyen Commune, near Thien Com Beach, extending for nearly 1.9 miles. In many locations, the seawater turned a dark red color across areas extending approximately 330 feet from the shoreline out toward the sea. Local residents expressed concern as they watched wave after wave of reddish water continuously washing onto the beach. Some residents reported that the unusual coloration had first appeared about 3 days earlier and that such an event was extremely rare in the area. The dramatic difference in water color made many people hesitant to fish near the shore or swim in the sea. A similar incident had previously been recorded in the Thien Cam Beach area in 2023, when seawater changed color for several consecutive days. At that time, authorities collected water samples and determined that the phenomenon was caused by the rapid growth of a species of marine algae. However, the appearance of the red-colored seawater on this occasion has proven much more difficult to explain, and the exact cause remains uncertain. A dancing flock of birds appears over the sea. During a relaxing walk along the beach, photographer Stuart Rutherford unexpectedly recorded a breathtaking scene that left him both amazed and delighted. Rutherford later shared the unique video on the social media platform X, formerly Twitter, with the caption, "The birds seem to be hypnotized. They're not flying randomly and they're not starlings. We need a word to describe this magical sight. The video begins with a flock of birds resting on the beach. Moments later, they rise into the air together in a perfectly synchronized motion while gentle ocean waves roll onto the sand. What makes the footage so remarkable is the incredible unity of the birds' movements. They appear to move as a single living entity gliding gracefully across the sky. As the flock flies away from the camera, it appears dark in color. When it turns and flies back, however, it suddenly becomes bright white, creating a stunning visual effect. Had they not witnessed it with their own eyes, many people might have mistaken the formation for a ghostly figure floating above the ocean. The video was recorded on a beach in England, and shortly after being posted online, it quickly attracted widespread attention on social media, generating tens of thousands of comments and shares. One user, Ann Parberry, commented, "It looks like an invisible person is sweeping a sparkling broom back and forth across the sea." The mesmerizing and rare nature of this spectacle made many viewers feel as though they were watching a natural work of art performed by nature itself. It served as a reminder that even the most ordinary moments in everyday life can sometimes reveal scenes of extraordinary beauty and wonder. Strange fish flood beaches and even swim across highways, yet no one dares catch them for food. Traveling is not only about admiring beautiful scenery, it is also an opportunity to experience different cultures and ways of life. In many parts of the world, because fish is not a major part of some people's diets, local communities often show a greater tolerance toward aquatic wildlife. As a result, it is not unusual to see fish gathering on beaches without anyone rushing to catch them. One particularly unusual example comes from the United States, where a bizarre scene was captured on a flooded highway. As the rainy season approached, a small American town experienced several days of continuous rainfall. Water levels in nearby lakes rose significantly, and many roads became flooded. Then, something unexpected happened. Within just a few days, large numbers of fish began appearing on the submerged roads. The fish desperately swam from one side of the road to the other, almost as if they were trying to escape from something. Many drivers who encountered the fish actually stopped their vehicles and waited for them to cross safely. No one tried to catch them and take them home for dinner. For many people, the real mystery was not why nobody was catching the fish, but why there were fish on the road in the first place. It turned out that these fish were salmon, and they were risking the journey across flooded roadways for one important reason: to spawn. Similar scenes can also be found along parts of Italy's coastline. On some days, hundreds of thousands of fish wash up near the shore, creating a spectacle that often delights local fishermen. These fish are a type of catfish characterized by their long, slender, flattened bodies. But the obvious question remains, why do they gather in such enormous numbers near the beach? Just like the fish crossing highways in the United States, they are following their natural reproductive instincts. Every year during March and April, these fish move toward the coastline to lay their eggs during high tide. After approximately 10 days of development, the young fish are carried back out to sea with the tides. When large numbers of fish gather near shore, seagulls quickly arrive to take advantage of the abundant food source. In many areas, fishing is prohibited during this period, and the primary purpose of these regulations is to protect the fish while they reproduce and ensure the survival of future generations. It is one of nature's most remarkable migration events. A reminder that even the strangest sights often have an important role in the cycle of life. The strange ice eggs of Finland's coastline. In 2019, the northern coast of Finland witnessed a bizarre natural phenomenon when thousands of egg-shaped ice formations appeared along the shoreline, attracting widespread attention on social media. These beautiful round ice eggs covered a beach on Hailuoto, an island located in the Gulf of Bothnia between Finland and Sweden in the northern Baltic Sea. Hailuoto, the largest island in the Gulf of Bothnia, is famous for its traditional red farmhouses, wooden windmills, and stunning beaches. According to CNN, the egg-shaped ice formations were created when near-shore seawater broke apart a layer of soft ice. Snow mixed with super-cooled water clumped together and gradually accumulated. Ocean waves then rolled the ice around, smoothing it into rounded ball-like shapes. Photographer Risto Matila captured images of the phenomenon while walking with his wife along Marjaniemi Beach on Hailuoto Island. The ice eggs, some roughly the size of soccer balls, covered approximately 98 feet of shoreline. Matila later wrote on social media, "An amazing sight. I've never seen anything like it before." Photographs of the phenomenon quickly gained attention from both the public and Finnish media outlets. Juni Vainio, an ice expert at the Finnish Meteorological Institute, explained that although the phenomenon is uncommon, it can occur almost every year when weather conditions are just right. Specifically, it forms when both the air temperature and water temperature are close to freezing, the beach has a gentle slope, and wave activity is calm or only slightly active. Snow crystals suspended in the water move around and gather together, forming soft, rounded ice cores. As these ice cores continue to roll along the shoreline, additional layers of ice freeze onto them, causing them to grow larger over time. According to James Carter, autumn is one of the best times to observe this phenomenon because ice is just beginning to form on the water's surface, creating soft floating pieces that can be shaped by wave action. Hailuoto covers an area of approximately 77.4 square miles and continues to grow by nearly 0.4 inches each year due to post-glacial rebound. The island is often regarded as a national treasure of Finland. Autumn is not only an excellent season for witnessing these unusual ice formations, but it also marks the beginning of the Aurora Borealis season, drawing visitors from around the world to Finland to experience some of nature's most incredible wonders. So, if you're planning a trip to Finland, consider visiting during this time of year. You may have the chance to witness extraordinary natural phenomena like these strange ice eggs for yourself. 3 waterspouts appear off the coast of Nha Trang, Vietnam. On the afternoon of September 7, 2021, the city of Nha Trang unexpectedly witnessed a rare weather event. Heavy rainfall accompanied by the appearance of 3 waterspouts over the sea. The phenomenon quickly attracted the attention of local residents. Fortunately, the waterspouts lasted only a few minutes and caused no injuries or property damage. A waterspout is essentially a type of tornado that forms over water. It is a powerful rotating column of air with a relatively small diameter. According to veteran fishermen in Nha Trang, waterspouts are extremely rare in this area. One local fisherman explained that waterspouts can form when warm, humid air rising from the bay encounters cooler, drier air above it. The collision of these air masses creates clouds and thunderstorms. Under favorable conditions, the air begins rotating rapidly, forming a funnel-shaped column that can reach speeds of more than 100 miles per hour. When this rotating funnel extends down to the ocean's surface, a waterspout is formed. According to Vietnam's General Department of Hydrometeorology under the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, a waterspout is an extremely strong rotating wind phenomenon with a very narrow diameter. It extends from the surface of the land or sea up into a cumulonimbus cloud, creating a moving funnel-shaped structure. Because it resembles a giant hose descending from the sky, it is commonly referred to in Vietnamese as a dragon's trunk. Waterspouts that form over the ocean often draw seawater upward, creating towering columns of spray. Although relatively small in size, a waterspout is an extremely powerful atmospheric vortex. When a mass of warm, moist air moves beneath a layer of cold, dry air, conditions become favorable for the formation of rotating air currents. If the center of this vortex develops very low pressure, meaning the air at its core becomes extremely thin, the warm, moist air below is pulled upward with tremendous force, creating a violently rotating funnel. This process is what gives rise to a waterspout. Following the event, residents of Nha Trang were advised not to approach or attempt to observe waterspouts from close range, as they are highly dangerous weather phenomena. Dear friends, strange phenomena at sea not only leave us amazed, but also reveal fascinating mysteries about the power and diversity of nature. From the unusual ice eggs of Finland to the massive blankets of sea foam covering entire beaches, each phenomenon serves as a reminder of just how incredible our planet truly is. These events show us that the oceans are always full of surprises, encouraging us to keep exploring while also protecting the precious marine environment that sustains life on Earth. What do you think about these phenomena? Which one impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to give Discovery Fact a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future discoveries and fascinating stories. For now, thank you for watching. Goodbye, and we'll see you again in the next video.